You are receiving a call from
Seth Reynolds,
an inmate in
Boone County Jail.
To accept, press 1. To deny, press this call, and your location are recorded and subject to monitoring. Call accepted.
Megan, this is a dispute dating back to 2013. Boone County says Seth Reynolds' garage and the fence around it is located on county land. So county officials took it to a judge who ordered Reynolds to jail when he refused to move it.
The county's got a problem with Seth, or the county councilor's got a problem with Seth.
A relatively minor infraction with a $250 fine, if I read the ordinance correctly. And that has been morphed into a potential death by virus sentence.
Seth could die because Boone County has subjected him to a very dangerous situation that is unjustified. Seth Reynolds is a local businessman. He runs, for lack of a better term, a head shop where he sells glassware that can be used for smoking. He's also had a barber shop where he sold beer.
I believe the Buzz Barber Shop was one of the first in the state, if not the nation, to have a liquor license. So you could have a beer while you were waiting to get your hair cut.
Seth helps local businesses out by picking up their cooking oil, and he uses it to recycle and turn it into fuel so it doesn't get dumped into the waterway. In 2013, Seth decided to build a shed so that he could continue and expand his cooking oil recycling operation.
The intent was to improve his life and establish a business in Boone County.
As the Amish were building Seth's shed, they needed to move a power line. The utility company wouldn't do anything with power line unless Seth had a building permit.
Boone Electric came out, they asked me if I'd had a permit. I told them I didn't. I said I didn't think it was necessary since it was out in the county. And they told me it was. They said I'd have to have a permit for them to move the power line.
So Seth went down to the county, paid him $600. They gave him a building permit to build where the shed was at.
So I went down to the permit office and I spoke with Uriah Mock and told him what the situation was. He told me that he thought I was in the setback, but it wasn't that big of a deal. He said that I would be a 5-star candidate for a variance. And he went ahead and took my money and then gave me the permits to build the building.
Seth takes his building permit, gives it to the utility company, they move the power line, and the shed gets built.
I got some order saying that I should stop building, but by then it was a little bit too late. You know, if it was a problem, why was I given the permits in the first place? Probably 3 months later or so, I got a letter from CJ Dykhouse basically telling me that within 30 days, give him plans to tear down the building. About that time I got that letter, I was in my barber shop and Rick Montgomery came in and I showed it to him and Rick said, well, let me respond. So Rick responded and basically said, you know, we're willing to work this out one way or another. Surely there's something else we can work out short of basically destroying the building. And then after that, we didn't hear a single word out of the county for 2 years.
A couple years later, the county says, hey, you got to tear this down because you're in our right-of-way. And in 2015, the county files suit.
One day I'm sitting there and Rick calls me up and I thought he was pulling my leg or whatever, but he's like, hey, he says they're wanting to take you to trial over this. I said, you got to be kidding me. I thought he was joking or something because it had been so long. The trial, basically, we go in there. County surveyor gets up there and he states how I'm in the right of way and why I'm in the right of way. Tom Schneider, who was my attorney at the time, he argued that even if I was in the right of way, it wasn't showing any irreparable harm or injury.
The right of way that Seth is allegedly encroaching is of absolutely no benefit to Boone County. And he has a neighbor immediately north of him whose fence is a good 4 feet farther into the right of way than Seth's fence.
He said that if I'm in the setback violation, then what they should do is set a fine, which would have been $250 because that's what the ordinances stated at the time. Ron Sweet argued that a person of my stature, that something like just a fine, I would just laugh at them if they just gave me a fine. And he introduced the idea of me tearing down the building and or facing jail time.
Trial court, Judge Azel, issues a judgment for Boone County.
We lost the trial, and then we did the appeal. In the meantime, I was talking to Alan about it, and Alan said, let me take a look at this because I used to work on survey crews, and he said I used to draw roads for the city of Columbia, and he said I know how to read a survey. I'd like to kind of take a look at this and see what the deal is.
My name is Alan Barnett. I'm a licensed professional mechanical engineer, And early in my career, I was an engineering aide for the City of Columbia Public Works and worked from surveyor's notes and worked on survey crews. So I'm familiar both with engineering and survey fundamentals.
I went over to Tom, I got a copy of basically what they called the survey, and I gave it to him, and he took one glance at it and looked at it for probably less than 20 seconds and said, "This is the survey."
Once Seth finally got me a copy of this document you see here, which is signed and sealed by the county surveyor at the time, I knew that this wasn't a survey. There isn't a scale, which is a violation. It isn't recorded, which is a violation. And it isn't numbered, which is a violation. When you set a monument or discover a monument, you keep notes and you write down half-inch rebar, found here. You would write distances to nearby trees, and note their species so that you can identify that location in the future. None of that's here. So even though I knew this wasn't a survey, I asked through a sunshine request directed to several offices at Boone County for any information they had on this, quote, survey.
He says, "I'll go ahead and sunshine request the county, see if I can get the survey that was used to trial." He said they should have notes. And he says we can retrace their steps and see how the building is in violation. And once we figure out how the building is in violation, maybe we can try to figure out a way to redesign the building or do something to bring it back in within requirements. And he says maybe we can go talk to the judge and see if we can come to an agreement.
I was sent this document and I got a call from, I think it was probably Sweet. He was quite curious, and I told him that I was trying to replicate what they had done. He assured me that that was all they had and there were no notes.
And Ron Sweet at the time answered that this is the survey that was used to prosecute Mr. Reynolds. On top of that, he said there are no survey notes.
There were no surveyor notes, even though they're required by law.
A surveyor's notebook is not just a common document. It's not a scratch pad. If you write something down in there, erase it, that could be almost seen as fraud. And he laughingly told me that he'd make sure that the surveyor knew he wasn't doing his job right.
He basically had spoken to the surveyor. The sunshine request went through the surveyor's hands, and that's what they said was the survey that was used to prosecute me in the case.
It's not a survey, and it should never have had a seal and a signature. I'm a professional engineer. I'm licensed by the same guys that do surveyors. When I put a seal on there and sign across it, I'm certifying that, to the best of my ability, this is finished and correct work. So I dug deeper.
We went out there to try to find the irons around the building that the surveyor had claimed were there.
Seth, at my suggestion, ordered a metal detector.
We did a ground search for the irons and the stuff that they said existed.
This symbol right here of a double circle is, in survey terms, interpreted as a set pipe. And that means they took a physical piece of iron pipe and pounded it in the ground right there. There's nothing.
There was absolutely nothing there around the building in any way, shape, or form of any irons, and they submitted that into the court as an official document.
That violates, I think, 3 different statutes in Missouri Code for any court decision that would dictate a property rights outcome.
This alleged survey is a fraud upon the court, and the county has used this survey in order to obtain a judgment by deceiving the court.
One of the aspects of fraud is that it has to be done intentionally. And as far as I'm concerned, that makes this fraud. It would have literally taken days or maybe a week of survey crew time in order to do this, which is why they didn't.
Since last May, Seth has been at least reporting nightly to the Boone County Jail.
The court has decided that I'm in violation, and I've been ordered now to tear down the building. I had a guy come out and give a quote to tear the building down. It was going to be $27,000, which I didn't have, and they're holding me in contempt. My jail sentence now is basically an indefinite time frame until I come up with the money or one way or another tear that building down, or as Jody Azel said, burn the building down. avoid jail. She said, well, the building's a nice building. You know, the county could use it. You know, you could deed the property to the county and you could avoid jail. Or she suggested that I burn the building down.
Because of the risks of spreading COVID-19 and because jails are such transmission hotspots, asked the court to please allow Seth to do his overnights at his home so long as this crisis exists.
I asked Steve Wyse to see if we could get Hazel to agree to a home detention during this time of panic. And basically I was denied, and CJ Dykhouse, the county counselor, he recommended that I be jailed full time throughout the coronavirus pandemic. And she went ahead and signed off on that and gave him his wish without any kind of hearing and without any kind of warning. I basically came in here on a Friday night, and basically they told me that I was going to be locked up full time with absolutely no warning whatsoever. I get absolutely horrible sleep. It's incredibly stressful. They have big steel doors in here that consistently open and close. People that are getting checked in that have domestics and have been drinking or doing drugs that want to fight the cops and want to argue and yell and scream at night. It's also where they hold a lot of the problem inmates, the people that they have to keep tabs on and watch a little closer. So, you know, and a lot of those people have mental issues. So, you know, some of them sit there and just scream throughout the night. Some of them, you know, bounce around the walls at night. Some of them talk to people that aren't there all night. Some people kick the door all night. You know, there's one guy in here that'll flush the toilet probably a couple thousand times in a row. So they literally go in there and just shut the toilet off. You know, that's pretty much what I have to deal with night after night. If it was a problem with me being in the setback, I don't see why I was issued the permits in the first place and told that a variance would not be hard to get, and it wasn't any kind of big deal, and I'd be a 5-star candidate for a variance, as, you know, suggested by Uriah Mock, the planning and zoning manager for the county.
There are standards, and that's why I consider this so egregious. A surveyor knows those standards. You wouldn't normally expect this out of a county agency, but here's the document, and it's not a survey, and it has his seal on it.